32 reality-defying, unbelievable facts. According to Reddit, number 32. The start of World War I, a group of Serbian kids called the Black Hand were pissed that their country was a colony of Austria. To state it simply, they decide to kill the heir to the throne of Austro-Hungarian Empire, a megapower controlling a huge chunk of Europe. His name was Franz Ferdinand. Dude's in town, essentially on a PR stunt, and he's doing a JFK-styled motorcade parade. They decide to kill him with one of those Mario-style bombs. You know the type, big round bomb with a long fuse. The attack was in part organized by a young man named Gavrilo Princip. Right. The plan was organized so that a handful of bombers would line the street and take their chances. For whatever reason, the caravan missed the first bombers completely. The next one wussed out completely. As the caravan approached the final bomber, he decided that it's now or never and go time. He springs out of the crowd, lobs the bomb at the convertible. It barely misses. No, it misses barely and deflects off the side panel, back into the crowd, killing bystanders and the bomber himself. The caravan speeds off and the attempt is a bust. Dejected, our young anti-hero Gavrilo hastily exits and settles at a cafe. He ordered a coffee, tries to act natural. Back to our speeding caravan, Franz Ferdinand tells everybody, "Hey, can we spin this into some good PR? We need to go support these innocents who are hurt from this bomb." He tells the driver to take him and his wife to the hospital. The driver agrees but tells Franz that it is the opposite direction. They pull down a street that is a dead end. The driver begins to make a U-turn, ironically, at the end of the street of the cafe that Gavrilo is sitting, open-jawed, in front of his target, making a 5-point turn in a back alley. He jumps up, unloads his gun into the car, killing the prince and his wife. Within weeks, all of Europe is at war. Within months, most of the world is. And by the end, as many as 21 million human lives have been lost due to that moment in history. If some time traveler were able to appear to Princip in that moment and tell him that the next 60 seconds would determine the fate of tens of millions, I wonder if that would change everything, or if he would still do it. Either way, it feels like a fucking Tarantino movie, or the plot of a Final Destination. The weird hairpin turn in a couple of people's lives could shape the next century of history. Without World War I, you don't have World War II, and without World War II, you don't have the Cold War. Without the Cold War, you don't have modern politics, and without all that, you don't have nukes, 9/11, ISIS. I insist. The list goes on. Okay? Hope we're all having a good day. Thank you, Jinx and Rhea and Hannah and Linda for hosting. And thanks for bearing with me with this stream. It's just a nightmare sometimes, and it's if it's not Twitch, it's OBS, but what can we do? As we travel up to number 31, the World Wide Web. It represents the pinnacle of human achievement for a variety of reasons, from how it was conceived to how it works. I always like to say, man, if the government knew at the time what they were unleashing upon the world, as far as allowing us quick information and the ability to really, connect and get what we need faster than they can learn about it, they would never have let the lid off this motherfucker. And they're still trying to backtrack. So, what can they do? Any responses to this one? Porn, says somebody. Okay. And somebody else replies, the internet really, really is great. Okay. Number 30. The thing about 1 in 6 people is related to Genghis Khan. Okay. He is the only person that, if he was still alive today, can say to almost anyone that he fucked your mom over the internet. What a delightfully colorful entry we have here. Let's continue. Number 29. I think those gang rape cases How does one even find like another 16 rapists to join in to rape a deaf kid? Bruh, I don't know what this is referring to. And I think we're going to have to look it up. I'm just going to take... This is a risk... Ooh, boy. Okay. One day ago... we have... What a sad world. We have multiple rape stories to choose from. There's one that says pregnant woman is gang raped by 8 men in India, and another one says woman held down and gang raped by 4 dentists in Las Vegas. Ooh, that's not funny, Kyle. You cannot. I was gonna say something about brushing or some bullshit like this. I think dentists must be horrible people, guys. What is there to say? 4 dentists? What is going on? These pieces of shit. Oh my God. Ali Badkubehi? Bro, what are y'all doing? Should I type death? I'm gonna type death and see what the hell comes up here. 17 men charged in the gang rape of an 11-year-old girl in India. And you know the scariest part about India, baby, is this the Wild Wild West out there? As far as their law is concerned, that shit's probably okay. Bruh, y'all don't need a glimpse into the real world that hard. So let's stick to some happy-go-lucky, I don't want to say BuzzFeed type bullshit, but god damn, that's the funny thing, guys. Even I, because I'm a real motherfucker, can't do a list, right? I could literally take any topic off of the trending page on YouTube with some Colgate smile having ass fuckboy, that's got his hair all fucking product up, sitting in a well-lit room with, just the worst kind of douche that's reminding you to like, favorite, and subscribe and follow him on Twitter and Instagram and all kind of aids like this, bro. But he could do a list, and if I were to do that same list, you want to know what I'd find? I'd find some real shit. I'd find crap that they would omit from their list because it's real, and they would instantly be not just demonetized, but they'd be flagged, they'd be hidden from the algorithm on YouTube, and all they care about are them clicks. But guess what, man? The real world is full of rape. And it's a terrible thing to say because it's not funny, but oh my God, it's out there. And yeah, I guess all we can do sometimes is kind of shut our eyes and try to live our lives. But to pretend that certain shit doesn't exist, man, that's to live a privileged life of a 1% douche with a monocle looking out from his mansion at the rest of the world going, my word, they really do seem upset about something. And then microwave a bagel and have sex with it. You know what I'm talking about? Number 28 on the list of 32 reality-defying unbelievable facts reads, the fact that we exist. Very, very quaint, short entry. I like that. I like it a lot. I really like that entry. Number 27. George Washington peacefully transferring power was almost unprecedented. He really did technically do it peacefully. Somebody said that they wanted him to make an unprecedented pun. Thank God DA ain't here to hear that, man. Unprecedented. Fuck off, you motherfuckers. Number 26. You have more navigational power in your pocket than any ship to traverse the oceans until about 30 years or so ago. It's really crazy to think about it, that your phone, compared to some shit that people had just 10 years ago, just 20 years ago, is a supercomputer. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's a supercomputer. The shit that you got in your pocket used to take like a fucking warehouse, you know what I mean, of computational power to manage, and just space, like physical space, to house, you know? You know how like we can go on the internet right now and look at like if I were to look at my wish list right now. Oh, he's going there, right? And think about the fact that like look at this right here. It's a 128 gig flash drive. You see that? $25. Now, if we were to look at like a megabyte, I want to type a megabyte back in the day. What do I even type? A megabyte 30 years ago? 40 years ago? Yeah. Behold 1 gigabyte 20 years ago and 1 gigabyte today. Cool. Well, even that's kind of, you know, well, 20 years isn't that long. Can I go like 50, please? Jesus Christ, you starting the video? I just opened your page. You see why people don't visit these websites? Can I? Okay, here's a better thing to type. RAM, then and now. It's not funny. I don't know who this. That's not what I wanted. No, it isn't. Okay. Okay. Computer RAM. Well, actually, RAM. Okay, that's not the kind of memory you're looking for. All right. Okay. Okay. Mega. Okay. A megabyte. Oh my God. Okay. Computer space. Oh God. Why can't you help me? You're supposed to be the internet. You're supposed to be the data storage then and now. Oh my God. Listen, as we continue this list, we arrive at, this piece of crap. Number 25. While the Wild West era was going on, New York City had electric lights. The Wild Wild West. When we're rolling through the Wild Wild West. It's interesting that I used the phrase Wild West just now. Cute. And then we actually found it up here. As we roll up to number 24, Ted Cruz jokes aside, the Zodiac Killer still fascinates me. The fact that somebody was able to completely elude law enforcement to the point that there are no leads to the killer's identity 50 years later is honestly amazing. There are plenty of people out there serial killing right now that the cops have no idea about. And sometimes they just catch a motherfucker and stick all of those kills to that dude. Oh. Trust me. I don't know the police like I do. Number 23. The man who tried to assassinate Andrew Jackson had 2 different pistols jam. If there are alternate realities, we live in the one that had a 1 in 100,000 chance of existing. I like the idea that somebody out here trying to assassinate somebody and was like, God damn it, a gun jam. And they pulled out another one and then a gun jam again. You know, if I tried to kill somebody and the gun jammed, and then I pulled out another gun and it jammed as well, I'd need a gun that peanut buttered, if you know what I'm talking. I'm kidding. No. I would just assume that I would just assume that the guy, you know, was chosen and did not need to die. Yeah, serious as that. Wow, you know. Number 22. I just find it insane that dinosaurs actually existed. I mean, a Tyrannosaurus Rex was 13 feet tall, 45 feet long, 9 tons, had banana-sized teeth, and a bite force of 12,800 psi, had some of the sharpest senses of any other animal ever to live, better vision than the eagle, better sense of smell than almost any other animal, extremely acute hearing, and was packed with muscle from head to toe, even compared to other similarly sized theropods. Even its relatively small arms could each lift around 400 pounds. When you describe it like that, it doesn't even sound like a real animal. It sounds like a movie monster. And the thing actually existed. Well, that's a pretty horrifying description of the T-Rex that we have reduced to a meme of an animal that just can't masturbate because tiny arms. You know what I mean? Tiny arms, guys. Number 21. The way we somehow got through the Cold War without getting mutually destroyed has always amazed me. That's why we love science fiction where, like, you know, yeah, the planet just got pulverized and it's all about the survivors, baby, in a dystopian future where we got fucking bombed, but these guys, they were in the right place at the right time, and now they roam the earth on motorcycles. Pretty cool, man. You wish you could roam the earth from and like everything's already broke, so you just walk around and you take what you want. You try to salvage. You gotta piece it together. Number 20. Not really an event, but the size of the universe itself. The speed of light is 300 million meters per second. That basically means light can go around the Earth 7 times every second. Now imagine going at that speed in a straight line for a year. The distance traveled would take you around 220 million times the circumference of the Earth. This is a light year. Now, that's already mind-boggling on its own, but that's not the end. Scientists estimate that the diameter of the observable universe is 93 billion light years. That's just the bit we can see. It's probably larger than that, and it completely blows my mind every time. Here's the thing that I like to think about. God, my nose is getting stuffy. Give me 1 second. All right, here's what I like to think about, okay? It's the fact that because light takes so long to travel, it is entirely likely that we can look up into the sky and observe stars that have since gone out. Meaning we could look up at a star in the sky right now, okay? And say that star ceased to exist right now. It would still appear to be burning bright in the sky because light takes so much time to travel, based on, well, relative to the distance that we are away from it. You know, think thunder, you know, think about how slow thunder is behind the lightning. You know, lightning could strike your ass right near, and the sound has to catch up, baby. Okay. So think about light. Think about light as it pertains to something like what I'm getting at, okay, to not waste a year, is that I like the idea that the universe could cease to exist around us, but still appear to be there, because it's going to take a little bit of time for light to travel. And I like to think that, you know, some kind of cataclysmic event is happening out there that's making the universe just go out, you know? Maybe somewhere else in the universe, some manner of No Man's Sky video game came out, and it pissed somebody off so hard that they had the power to actually go full Thanos, dude. But he wasn't just going to snap half people out of existence. He was going to snap everybody out, baby. And it's coming for us too, but it's going to take a little bit of time. You know what I'm talking about? That's pretty cool. Just a thought. Number 19. Anything involving Rasputin, the magic Russian sex hobo. Someone says his death alone was remarkable. Noblemen invited Rasputin to a dinner party to assassinate him. He was given poison cakes and Madeira wine, enough to kill a rhino. Shocked, Rasputin kept coming back for more and more deadly treats. His assassins moved to Plan B. According to one story, he was shot and laid lifeless. While his attackers were planning his disposal, Rasputin leapt awake and began attacking his would-be assassins. They shot him 2 more times and stabbed him in his side. There was a bullet hole in his forehead. After wrapping him in cloth, possibly a rug, thrown into a freezing river. There were rumors that his body was found on a riverbank unwrapped upstream from where he was dumped. Some speculated he must have been alive, swam a bit, and expired on the riverbank. What the bing bong? Well, I hope nobody invites me to a dinner to make me deadly treats. Could boobs be considered deadly treats? I don't think any ladies are considering their boobs deadly treats. Lady treats. Scooby snacks. Number 18. One day, 2 bipedal animals made some noises at each other and agreed upon a set meaning for those noises. What you talking about speech? Fuck you, buddy. Okay. Somebody said, for the record, recent evidence has shown that humans are not the only species with a language that includes a proper vocabulary. Prairie dogs have been observed making different noises to describe scientists that are investigating them. One squeak might mean the person is large, another small, another describes the red shirt that they are wearing, another is blue. Come on, man. You know, there's nothing bizarre and unbelievable about communication. People learn to do it even without speech. They do it with looks, they do it with gestures. It is a social thing, and everybody does it. Everything does it. Baby. Communicate with me, aliens. I know you can telepathically. Do I need to open my mind's eye? My third eye. Number 17. It's fairly believable, but it still surprises me that in 1942, the Battle of Los Angeles occurred. I was just talking about aliens. Bruh. I was just talking about aliens. Battle of Los Angeles is so cool. Can you imagine something appearing in the sky, right? That's not like recognizable. It is technically and by definition an unidentified flying object. And it's freaking y'all out to the point where y'all going, you know what? It's time to open fire on these pieces of shit. I don't know what the hell it is. We scared. We need to do something about it. We're going to open fire on it. And it's not like, oh, nah, that was just a military exercise. Y'all are crazy. We didn't actually open fire. The shells fell and killed people. The shells fell and killed people. So let's read this entry. Basically, from a mix of false reports and paranoia, the U.S. military fired artillery rounds in the night sky over Los Angeles for hours at imaginary targets, thinking that they were Japanese bombers. Is that what this version of the story is going to say? It wasn't until it started getting light out that they realized there were no enemy planes and that they didn't, in fact, shoot anything down. Some 5 people died of heart attacks that night. Many believe they were shooting at a UFO. The pictures taken are a bit creepy and support that theory, my dude. So I love this guy's story, okay, because this is a legitimate picture of the Battle of Los Angeles. So I want y'all to ask yourselves, my dude. I want y'all to ask yourself something. So you can think about some cops listening to me right now. You're heroes. You're wonderful people. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for serving and protecting. Please recognize, yes, of course, some of y'all are corrupt and some of y'all are just acting selfishly, because just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're not a person. So when we throw shade at police, it's not like a personal thing. It's just, you know, people are people. And in the same way that some bitches are hoes and some dudes are douches, you know, what can we do? What can we do? You give a cop a gun and he acts crazy. He acts irrationally at some point. But I like to think that the military has a chain of command, my dude. And y'all don't get to just decide to jump up and shoot some shit up into the air. Y'all don't all coordinate and start shining spotlights up in the sky at something that is unidentified to the point where you're going to start shooting at it when you don't genuinely believe something is there. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, you gotta be damn fucking sure, baby, something's up there before quote unquote paranoia overwhelms you and y'all are like, you know what, nigga, we need to start fucking shooting. Okay, heart attacks wasn't it. I beg y'all, go look up the Battle of Los Angeles. The shells were falling and fucking shit up, baby, fucking shit up. Okay. And this dude's like, personally, I believe they were shooting at smoke. Don't you love how people who weren't anywhere have opinions about shit? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That picture, though. You see what I'm saying? That picture, though. What's going on up there? What is that? What is that? It doesn't, you know what I mean? If it was just one spotlight on it, maybe they were tracking it, you know, maybe it was moving. But that's a lot of intersecting spotlights on a target that doesn't appear to be moving. Weird. Okay, so number 16. I hope we don't get any more UFO shit. That'd be cute, though. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, a Soviet nuclear submarine was about to launch a missile at a U.S. ship. 2 of the 3 officers on the ship approached, but because of one, they couldn't launch. No, approved. Sorry. Basically, 2 out of the 3 dudes that they needed to launch the missile were like, hell yeah, let's do it. But the other guy was like, and because of that, they couldn't launch. Had this one man not have disagreed, it probably would have been a nuclear holocaust, baby. And then he throws the dude's name. Yeah, he's a hero. Yeah, God bless him. My man, my Cuban man. My man. Do I have like a soundboard thing for the wow, I must have. Yeah, I have it. My man. Okay, so as we roll up to number 15. Sorry. The fact that Christendom, that's not how you pronounce that. Shut the fuck. You piece of crap. I am so tired of you. You just had to laugh at something wrong. You're a monster. You sound like you were trying to clear your throat too, like you okay. Number 15. The fact that Christendom in the 1230s and Islam as a whole in the 1250s might have been saved all because of Agode Khan and Möngke Khan dying of alcoholism. Whenever the Great Khan died, all of Mongol nobility and generals stopped whatever they were doing and went back to Mongolia to decide on the new Khan. Can you imagine if these 2 didn't die of alcoholism? Can you imagine what a fully Mongol invaded Europe, led by Subutai Batu, would have done to European history? Or what the course of Islamic history would have looked like if the Mongol war machine of 1255, led by Hulagu, had attacked the Mamluk Egypt? World history as we know it might be way different because 2 Mongols couldn't hold their fucking liquor. And that's just mind-boggling. Well, people don't even know or think about that kind of shit is the worst part. But it's true, man. So many things. There's so many war machines that were stopped by, I want to liken them to a needle pricking the paw of a lion. You know what I mean? Like just an unrealistic and, reality defying, like I say in the list title, fucking monster that, you just throw a branch in that fucking wheel and the whole thing just comes to a grinding halt. And lucky for us, man. Number 14. To me, it has to be the fall of the Khwarezm Empire. The fact that the Mongols would destroy and kill every living creature of a city didn't surrender every creature if a city didn't surrender peacefully to Genghis Khan's army. In a time when they had no machine guns and every Mongol soldier was supposedly given a quota for how many lives they had to claim and fill sacks full of ears to confirm those. Excuse me. Sorry, that's provoking a reaction out of me right now. Interesting. At least they're not scalps, but ears are bad too. Can you imagine killing women and children and slicing an ear off, my dude? The Mongols truly were not motherfucking playing. My God. Sedasia. I hope she's okay. As we continue, a lot of crazy stories from that conquest, like the one where one of Khan's son-in-law died during one of the sieges, and when the Mongols finally took over, they ordered every citizen be brought to the town center to be beheaded in front of the Khan's daughter, as revenge, while she overlooked every execution lamenting her fallen husband. Or the city where even the rats, dogs, and cats were all ordered to be slaughtered. Another really crazy story that I can remember had to be when a town heard of the Mongols coming. The citizens were divided between surrendering and fighting. When the Mongols got closer and tensions in the city were at their peak between the two parties, they fought amongst themselves, and the side that wanted to surrender won the struggle. And when they let the Mongols in, the leader of the army ordered the execution of everyone anyway, because you couldn't trust such men. Also, when the Mongols would finish destroying a town and move on to the next one, they would often send a detachment back to the destroyed cities to kill any people who may have been hiding during the first attack and come upon them as they buried their relatives. Oh my God. Listen, bruh. I guess we're all lucky enough to live in what we would consider civilized times, you know? But I think the best thing that some people can do when shit hits the fan is fucking run, baby. And don't look back. Burying loved ones, man, they will take that compassion and they will hang you with it. Bruh, number 13. I think that humans invented forged metal. Like, how does that even happen? How do you, without knowing what metal is in ore, that ore is distinct from any old rock, and without knowing that you can melt it, decide to stuff it in a hole with coal or some other fuel in such a way as to generate the heat to melt it, and then from there to make sure the metal pours into a usable form? How do you make that series of decisions? It always seems so crazy to me. It's true. I mean, I guess that's like the nature of genius, you know? I guess that's the capacity for innovation or invention that some people had, is the idea that you're gonna take something that exists in a certain form, you know? And it's like maybe one day somebody's looking at ice, you know? You know? Or maybe one day somebody has a bowl of water or a cup of water, and they go somewhere where it's so cold that the water freezes. They see this shit happening during the seasons, you know? And they figure to themselves, man, the temperature can do different things to different things. And they figure maybe if something exists in a certain state, if we superheat it. But yeah, I mean, what's making it different from a rock? So crazy set of decisions. Some of the first people to do some things were truly insane. But insanity is genius when it works, homie. So number 12, the solar storm of 1859. Given its relative recentness, it's probably not even the worst that could happen. And if it were to happen today, the damage would be devastating. Jesus Christ. I always like to think about how little time we'd have if some shit like that went down on the fucking sun right now, and how I think the radiation would just fucking obliterate us. You know, we'd be fucked by the time that shit gets to us. You know, would they notify our phones, my dude? Would they send a notification to all of our phones and be like, look, nigga, look, nigga, some shit's happening on the sun right now, you know? Fuck all of your stupid...
What about who first discovered milk?
Look, man, milk's easy to discover because some people see titties, they suck them, regardless of the, well, it's less about milk's discovery and more about sharing it, you know? More about convincing other people, you know what I mean? Cause you what?
Back in the day, it wasn't uncommon to have like a milkmaid, like a woman to breastfeed your child if you were rich or something. Like it was common amongst humans. It's more the getting it from an animal.
Yes, that's my point. That's my point. Is like, yes, human women produce breast milks, and not all human women, even if they can have a child, are going to be able to produce that gangster ass breast milks. So get another lady in there that is producing that top tier, just engorged, veiny, juicy, round and full tittied breast milk, you know what I'm talking about? And have her, give on to this little motherfucker that needs to grow up big and strong, get all the nutrients and the calcium, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. But what kind of guy is going out back to goat, to cow, and going, God, I've been trying, this is so fucking good. It's so fucking good. If only I could share my love of this with somebody. Maybe he creates a club of people, You know what? That's how it happens. The rich, maybe some rich people or like a bunch of people get together and they decide, ooh, dude, this forbidden lactation of the fucking creature, you know what I mean? Maybe a cult. Maybe a cult made milk happen, but will you drink the milk of this bovine entity? And people are like, oh, hell yeah, I'd do anything, bitch. Bring me some wheat and I'll drench it. And then someone goes, I have an idea for something called cereal. I will shred that wheat and I will call the shredded wheat chopped wheat. It's funny to me. Fuck you. As we travel up to number 11, humanity almost went extinct 72,000 years ago due to the Mount Toba eruption. Now Toba. Researchers estimate that there were only 4,000 survivors in Africa. Wow. Someone says, I was waiting for this one. Nearly all of humanity was wiped out a relatively short time ago. The odds that we would survive are just incredible. It is supported by genetic evidence. The idea, dude, 4,000 survivors. There are more kids running around in some high schools than that. You could get more people in a fucking stadium to watch a goddamn basketball game. And that's the amount of survivors that were out there with the bing bong. Number 10. We figured out that turning millions/billions of electronic switches on and off could create a relatively accurate representation of the universe. Like, go ahead. Try explaining a personal computer of any capacity to someone from 80 years ago. Bitch, try explaining a computer to somebody these days. You know what I mean? God damn. Wow, Jesus.
What about the first woman or man to swallow cum? I'm sure they were scared of getting pregnant after that first swallow.
First man or woman to swallow cum. I feel like that's something that, some girls couldn't resist, Because you gotta understand, something about humanity, it's just like a constant struggle to be different, to be unique,
Yeah, I swallow. Guys, yeah.
She what? My God, young lady, pull down those pantaloons over your ankle. Do they call them pantaloons? I don't know. Here's the bottom line. Yeah, no. I like the way that the robot pronounced coom. You would coom if you saw that, okay? Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate you. What a baller,
What's $3.50?
$3.50.
Look, I hit that by accident. Jesus. Now I am a fool. Number 9. How about the fact that we now routinely travel farther in a year than our ancestors did in their entire lives, using ground vessels powered by explosions? Cars are powered by explosions? Huh? How?
In the engine, it aerosolizes the gasoline and it compresses it. Then once it explodes, it makes the piston go back up. That's what the pistons do.
I don't think of it.
Yeah, they're itty bitty explosions. They're tiny.
I don't think of it as anything past an initial ignition, but they're constant explosions.
Yeah, they're little explosions inside the cylinders.
Firing.
It's tiny explosions.
But it's like an engine. I don't think of them as explosions.
It depends the type of engine, but engines these days, like car engines, yeah, they're tiny explosions. It compresses, and there's an explosion that makes it go back out, and then it goes back in. Explosion make it go back out.
I really learned some bullshit today. I don't. Man, that duck is quacking the fuck out outside. Jesus. All right, yeah, sorry guys. I just, I just didn't consider what's going on in the engine to be that of an explosion. As we travel up to number 8 on the list of 32 reality-defying unbelievable facts, at me about my thumbnail. I'm so funny. That the Mongolian civilization in the 13th century, armed only with horses, arrows, and steel, managed to sweep through and completely conquer the vast majority of the entire Eurasian landmass in only about 10 years, forming the largest contiguous land empire in history. There were over 12 million casualties, a record only surpassed 700 years later in World War II. Someone says they killed so many people that it altered worldwide climate. Someone says, how so? And the person says, fewer people burning stuff drastically lowered our carbon emissions for a while. Our footprint was decreased. It was literally a Thanos. And I'm glad that everybody has restrained. Man, I was about to say somebody restrained themselves, and somebody wrote, snap. Yeah, I know what they doing. And somebody else said, Thanos did nothing wrong. And then just in case you guys are wondering if Kyle survived that snap, I'm gonna hit y'all with something right now, okay? I'm gonna hit y'all with something right now. Because the good people never survive. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, I was snapped. Just like your old boy Spidey. Just like your man Black Panther. I got fucking snapped, baby. Ugh. Whatever. Well, number 7. That a person can fall 33,000 feet without a parachute and survive. That's higher than Mount Everest, and this motherfucker did it. Number 6, that a guy who died for 14 minutes and then went on to win the jackpot on a scratch card twice, one of the times on live TV, when he was recreating the moment that he had done it. That's wild. Somebody said, pretty sure this dude went to hell by mistake for a second, and then God was paying him back. Well, if we follow in supernatural rules, then when you die and go to hell, baby, that's like a bunch of lifetimes down there, no matter how short it is up here, you know? I still remember it, Sam. Number 5, the moon. We landed on the moon. The moon! Only 50 years after we built the airplane, we went to the moon. Yeah, by strapping poor, brave young men and women on the back of a legit explosion. Hannah. My explosion took a dude to the moon. What did your explosion do, Hannah? That's what I thought, Hannah. You're not going to defend your precious car.
It's not my explosion.
What?
It's not my explosion.
Well, you're damn right it's not my. It's not. Hashtag not my explosion. Number 4.
Explosion either.
Maybe the Mongolian invasion of Japan, which was blighted twice by typhoons. I am so glad somebody mentioned this, because when I was talking about that gun jamming earlier, this is what I thought about. Okay, the Mongols tried to invade Japan, and then a fucking typhoon swept their ass out. And in case that wasn't crazy enough, when they tried to do it again, it happened again. And naturally, the Japanese were all like, "Yes, the gods smile upon us." Bing, dong, dong, bing, bing, dong, bong. Sorry, that's rude. But the bottom line was that shit happened. Okay. The typhoons only struck 2 or 3 times a year, and they did it on the very times they were being invaded. You're getting invaded, homie. It wiped out their entire ship fleet, and the Mongolians took it as a bad omen and didn't invade again. A victory which would have been quite easy for the Mongols, because the Mongols were crazy. And what could still happen? Well, number 3. Voyager leaving our solar system. Those probes may outlive mankind. It's really scary to think about some shit like that. If y'all don't know what Voyager is, it was us strapping a bit of humanity to a fucking probe and sending that shit out into space. Here's hoping it doesn't find anything violent, because they got a map back to us. You know what I'm talking about? But they also got some great jams. Somebody says not just that, but the fact that they were built long before we had the technology available today. They were designed and built on what could be considered absolute trash in today's technological advancement, and they have left the solar system. They've been through and have seen things we may never get to as humans in person. It's baffling. Voyager 1 had only 40 kilobytes of memory capacity. My old $10 MP3 player beats that by a couple of magnitudes. Jesus. Bruh. All the more reason for you to go to my Amazon wish list and buy, you know what? Buy whatever you want. Wow, how about that? Number. What do you mean buy it for yourself, not for Kyle? No. You know what? Go send me Snapchat messages and tell me what to put on my wish list so you can get it for me, because that's what kind of guy I am. I'm talking about people, you too, YouTubers, okay? And by YouTubers, I mean you people that are watching on YouTube. Number 2, written by Flying Fuck, okay? The explosion of the Krakatoa volcano in 1883. Basically, everyone within 40 miles had their eardrums ruptured. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a volcano exploding with such fucking, like, blowing your nut fucking jizz load all over the air hole that people's eardrums are, like, fucked? I can't imagine a magnitude of, like, cannon gunshot type bullshit. You know? I didn't think that volcanoes erupted like that, you know? But I think the horror of a volcanic eruption is, quite frankly, Hannah, lost on us because one hasn't happened in so long. And if one happened today, we would have the technology. What?
Did you forget about what's going on in Hawaii?
There's something going on in Hawaii right now?
Like, the volcano erupting in Hawaii?
Did that happen recently?
Lava all over the island.
But did they
Not
send?
all over. It's like, but it's the big island though.
Was it like Vesuvius bad?
It was not like.
Was there so much ash that like it covered shit?
No,
And
it wasn't completely out of the blue. People are able to get away.
man, I'm talking about that bing bong, you know.
It's not that type of eruption.
I'm talking about we send drones out into a volcano. You know what I'm talking about? That'll be at my YouTube channel. We would crowdfund a drone. That's, you know what I want to fucking do? I want to send a drone into the woods. Okay? And try our best to make it so that the animals don't get at it. But we see, there's some spooky shit out in the woods, man.
I got woods we can go look at.
I ain't going in the woods.
No, send your drone in.
Drone into the woods. Drone, you know what I mean? Drone can be replaced, but my penis?
Big scary dogs.
Okay, well, the sound traveled around the earth 4 times. It was also clearly heard for 3,000 miles. That's farther than New York City is from Los Angeles, California. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Lady Simca says, forgive my big breasts, but my sister lives about an hour from Yellowstone, so we're all well aware of what could have happened if Yellowstone erupted. That would be basically the end of America, if not the world. Can that still happen, Hannah? I like to think that the HARP facility can make anything happen. That's right, I said it. For anybody who think I don't believe in HARP. Okay. I do. Okay. Furthermore, you know, I don't think everything's as cool underground as everybody likes to pretend it is. I like to think that some plates could shift and just fuck all our shit up. You know what I'm talking about? Anytime. Number 1 on this list reads, a dude named Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived the Hiroshima bomb despite being very near to the ground, to ground zero. Like he was very near the initial bomb drop. Then, already being heavily injured, he traveled to Nagasaki and report for work, already being bandaged. Once again, he survives despite being around 3 kilometers from ground zero. And then he lived until 2009. This dude gotta have an interview. This dude gotta have an interview. YouTube. Oh shit. Oh no, there's a channel called Today I Found Out, which is a bastardization of Today I Learned. So in the same way that I've turned AskReddit into a informal podcast, this guy has probably turned his channel into a very formal Today I Learned. Thank God I create myself unbearably enough with very real topics to avoid ending up on the fuckboy side of YouTube. That would be pretty gay. That would be pretty gay. There's no amount of money that would get me on that side. Oh my God. God damn. Y'all really shoot for the fucking... I thought my channel was edgy, motherfucker. God damn. Whoa. What do you think you're doing? Lark 101010 has subscribed / followed. I appreciate you. I thank you. I love you. You're amazing. You're all amazing. And I want to thank you for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful, spectacular evening. And that it only gets better as you go on into tomorrow. I want to thank Simca for being a sweet, wonderful, milky woman. And I want to thank Jesus for being a sweet, wonderful, milky dude. Thank you, Chuckster, for that cheer. And I want you guys to have an amazing night. You're special. Don't let anybody rob you of that. Have a great night, Linda. Stay indoors, man. That's a lot of rapist news. You know? Even talking about it has YouTube ready to delete my channel, so you already know. A cat who saved his owner's life by keeping her awake when she suffered a blood clot is given a posthumous award. I like the face of the cat in the thumbnail. He's like,
Meow. That is right, meow. Yes, I wanted food.
I can't eat this award. Yeah, that's what the cat's on about. Oh god, guys, I'm so disappointed that that Black Ops is so bad. What am I supposed to do? Ooh, an artist. Wow, I wonder what he's drawing. Is he drawing me? Unbelievable. Alright guys, have a great night. Get at me if you need me. If not, you know, you'll see me again soon. Stay amazing. And hopefully people are as wonderful to you as you are to me. Bye. How is this accidental renaissance? Y'all out here tripping. What the hell making white people hike up 3,000 feet and not stopping to rest? How bad, like, should you ever push yourself to the point where you collapsing like this? People have died under less stress. Idiots. I really like the way that the frog situated itself behind the world in Chuckster's little emoji splash. Guys, have a wonderful night. I'll catch you guys soon. I made a whole bunch of food. Check my Snapchat story if you didn't see it. Hopefully this is, yeah, hopefully you're seeing this before it expires. So if you're watching this video quickly after it's uploaded, then you'll be able to see the story. Stay amazing. Linda says it looks like yummy. The Snapchat is just CYAEL. Bye. Stay out of trouble, seriously. Bye. Love you. Bye.